We're going to start with the program here shortly. We have a number of people that are coming up that will join in as well. So come on around. I know it is a little bit tight today, but that's actually a good sign. It's a good sign that we have about the perfect weather this morning. Nice, cool, beautiful Los Angeles weather. So good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you. My name is Andy Leka, and I'm President and CEO of Good Samaritan Hospital. I'm very pleased to be here. Welcome to the opening dedication of the Friendship and Peace Bell. So to start off this morning, I'd like to introduce to you the Korean Classical Music and Dance Company to perform a traditional drum dance. A little bit of background on the dance. This is samulnori. Samulnori is a traditional percussion music originating in Korea. The word samul means four objects, and nore means play. So you will see four objects that they're going to play. Samulnori is performed with these traditional Korean musical instruments, and what's interesting about this is each represents a different weather condition, and the idea of yin and yang is also reflected in these instruments. So on the yin side is the sound of heaven. We'll have the kwangguwari. It's a small gong, and it's the sound of thunder. We'll have the jing. It's a larger gong, the sound of the wind. The jangu, for the sound of the earth, is like the sound of rain. And the buk is a barrel drum similar to the bass drum, and it's the sound of clouds, representing on the yang side the sound of the earth. So I hope you enjoy this strong, accented rhythms, vibrant body movements, and energetic spirit. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome for the Korean Classical Music and Dance Company. Ladies and gentlemen, Korean Classical Music and Dance Company. Big round of applause. Fantastic, thank you. Who needs a cup of coffee in the morning when you have Samul Nori to kick things off? That was terrific. Today is a very historic event for our hospital, our physicians, and our friends from Yonsei University and Severance Hospital as we continue to build upon our relationship with Korean Americans throughout Los Angeles, Seoul, Korea, and throughout the world. I would now like to introduce Reverend Young-Il Kim from the Yunmak Association for the invocation. The Yunmak Association is comprised of pastors who graduated from Yonsei University.
Let's bow down our heads and pray to God Almighty. Our Father in heaven, we praise your name and glorify your name, Almighty your name, respect and honor you. We gather together to celebrate dedication, the friendship and peace bell donated by the Yonsei University, Severance Hospital in Korea, to Good Samaritan Hospital in California in United States of America. We thank you, the wonderful occasion, two outstanding and excellent medical centers to join hand to hand to provide professional service to the community. We thank you for their courage and their involvement to provide for better service and their commitment of collaboration to equip themselves, sharing their know-hows and techniques and services. But however, we acknowledge, we believe that you are the God of Rapha, healer, the source of blessing and peace and joy and strength and power and fellowship. Now, we pray that you blessed the workers and staffs of two of these outstanding hospitals, doctors and nurses and technicians and assistants, and all related administrating staffs. Bless them, fill the Holy Spirit so that they can serve the community, especially the people who are in need. Comfort them, providing humble service with the love of Christ, Jesus Christ. We pray for the people of this locally, and also the people who get involved in this occasion, government officers and community leaders who determined to serve the community. Please bless them, filled with wisdom and knowledge, understanding, so they can serve as a servant leaders. We thank you. We believe that all things work together for your glory. We pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Kim. This has been an interesting journey, and we're going to have a few presentations, but this event wouldn't be complete without thanking a number of people. This journey began over 2 years ago, and most recently when I was in Korea during what I'm told is the coldest winter in Korea in February, with Dr. Ha-Sang Lee and Professor Young-So Yoon. We visited a master bell maker, Won Kwak-sik, of the Sungjongsa Bell Factory in Korea. Sung means holy, Jong means bell, and Sa means factory. Mr. Won is an incredible gentleman who crafted this bell. He's third generation bell maker, and he's earned the distinction in Korea as an important, intangible cultural property in Korea. He's responsible for over 50 years, his family of bell making, and they make it in the traditional way. And there's something very special about his craftsmanship that you will hear in the tone of this bell. But there's others to thank as well today. There's been incredible, incredible teamwork. I've said that this bell, you will see, has taken more teamwork, thought, ingenuity, hard labor than building a new hospital. So some of the people in this, from GKK Architects, Andy Wheeler, Richard Song, Okwan Kim, Abhi Kumar, structural engineers, Young Nam has just been fantastic, from Thornton Tomasidi. Art City, we have Rudy Calderon, Paul Linton, Russell and Matt, who you will see on this basalt stone, hand-picked it. One of 12 places in the world it naturally occurs in the state of Washington, hand-picked this out of the quarry. Nicola Ellis from Landscape and Hard Design. The yin-yang artwork, if you have a chance, look underneath the bell. You will see a cut opening with the flag on the left here, the yin-yang sign that has been put in. David Pack is here today with his mother from Paco Steel. He's the chairman owner of Paco Steel. The crossbeam, the links, the bell hanging. Lizardo Aguardo, General Landscaping, Gallo Landscaping. Even from the city, Diane Schellenbauer, the lead inspector on this. And last but not least, we have a few people. Dan McLaughlin, who has taken this on just unbelievably, the amount of time. And there's a gentleman here who you will have to, I can see him way back by the flags, always in the background, but he should be up here at the podium. Angel Rodriguez, who's been the project manager on this. Every weekend, every living moment, he has been here. So we're officially going to call him Angel Kim Lee Park Rodriguez, that he'll be known throughout the hospital. Katrina Bada, Hattie Sohn, wonderful. Dr. Hassan Lee with his wife, Teresa. Dr. Sang-Jun Lee, Dr. Mark Song. And even today we have our Dr. James Han, but our board of trustees. We have Helen Ryu here, who's the head of global operations and strategic planning and the senior advisor at the Poonsong Corporation. Victoria Seaver is here. Peggy McLeod is here. Mr. Munger, our chairman for over 30 years, could not be here. He is traveling. But I should tell you, not only chair of this hospital, but co-chair of Berkshire Hathaway. He's a real star who just loves the Korean community. He's been fully committed to this very, very important project from the very start, and I want to extend his wishes as well. And also Mr. Park Sang-won from the Korean Federation. I apologize up front. You got to see what this view looks like. It is just awesome looking at all of you out here. I know they're taking pictures in here, but this crowd is just wonderful and immense with all our friends here at Good Samaritan Hospital and Yonsei University. So I apologize. I thank you for your attendance and support. But we're going to move forward now that we are to announce just our proud partnership with South Korea's best university and health system, Yonsei University. This partnership goes back to 1885. So if you go to Yonsei University in Seoul, you will see 1885. You'll see it here at Good Samaritan Hospital. And it goes back, interestingly enough, to a family, the Severance family. So it was through the generosity of Louis Severance. He was an oil magnate out of Ohio who was moved by a presentation by Dr. Oliver Avison at Carnegie Hall. And Dr. Avison is known as the father of modern medicine and education in Korea. He is so moved by this that he made a donation to the Chejongwan Medical School at the time. It was later named Severance Medical School, and that is housed at Yonsei University. At the same time, in our historical books, we had Annie Severance on our board of directors, and Annie was the daughter-in-law of Lewis. And a similar mark of kindness, she donated funds to, at the time, what was the Los Angeles Hospital and Home for the Invalid. She donated money. I can see Tom LeBlanche here, and it was over on 7th and Figueroa. So we would have been a Target store instead of a hospital had we remained there, but we moved over for our 5th location here. So what are the chances? 2 hospitals, both founded in 1885 from opposite sides of the world, eternally linked and both united in the pursuit of helping others. Today, Yonsei University has honored our relationship by donating the Friendship and Peace Bell. From this day forward, it'll be a permanent fixture here at Good Samaritan Hospital. So now, I'd like to introduce our next honored guests who have generously donated this bell, traveled 5,956 miles from Yonsei University to attend this dedication ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great honor to introduce the president of Yonsei University, Professor Jung Kap Young.
Good morning, distinguished and honored guests. As president of Yonsei University, it is a great privilege to be part of today's ceremony to commemorate the close partnership of friendship and peace between Yonsei University and Good Samaritan Hospital. As mentioned earlier by President Lika, Yonsei University Severance Hospital and Good Samaritan Hospital share very similar historical foundations and principles. Both hospitals were established in 1885 and have since made great development and progress through the generous contribution of the Severance family. In addition, our 2 institutions cherish the same tradition of caring and service, and by providing outstanding patient care, have grown to become the leading medical centers in their respective countries. In particular, Good Samaritan Hospital has significant ties with Korea's respected independence movement leader, Dosan An-chang-ho, and has named Dosan Hall, a space dedicated to the Korean culture in his memory. I am aware also that hospitals is home to many Korean patients and also has a large number of Yonsei University College of Medicine alumni as part of the medical staffs. It is a blessing indeed that the Korean community of Los Angeles can benefit from such a renowned medical institutions, and I would like to thanks President and CEO Andrew Lika and the entire staff of Good Samaritan Hospital for taking special care of our Korean patients. In this light, this Friendship and Peace Bell is presented to commemorate the close relationship between Severance Hospital and Good Samaritan Hospital. This bell is an important symbol of traditional partnership between Korea and the United States and close collaboration between Yonsei Severance Hospital and Good Samaritan Hospital. As the name of this bell signifies, I sincerely hope that our 2 institutions will continue to develop their close friendship and work together in mutual effort to better the peace and health of the global community. I believe eventually this place where we are standing now will be one of the most significant historic sites, witnessing a great momentum of friendship and peace. Finally, I'd like to thank especially Yonsei alumni Lee Ha-sung for his generous contribution to the friendship and peace bell. I would also like to thank once more President Lee-ga. Maybe you all aware of that. Lee-ga means in Korea, Lee family, and all royal family. For inviting me to such a memorable event. May the grace of God be with you and everyone present here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Professor Lee Chul, President and CEO of Yonsei University Health System. Professor Lee Chul.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to be here to attend the dedication ceremony celebrating the Friendship Peace Bell at Good Samaritan Hospital. First of all, thank you, Mr. Lika, for having us here today. I greatly admire you for your strong dedication and passion for Good Samaritan Hospital, as well as this wonderful ceremony. When I first met Mr. Lika, I was very impressed to see that he has a great love for Korea. My thanks also goes to Dr. Ha-sung Lee for his kind arrangement for our visit and great contributions to making this wonderful bell. When I saw this beautiful friendship bell in person yesterday, my heart was just overflowing with joy. This special bell holds very symbolic meaning for the friendship and cooperation between Samaritan Hospital and Severance Hospital, as well as our two countries. This bell also brings together our eternal hope for the reunification of Korean Peninsula. Severance Hospital and Good Samaritan Hospital were both founded in the same year and received donation by Severance family, and based on common heritages and special bonds, we established partnership right here 2 years ago. Together, we reaffirmed our two institutions' common desire, enhance patient care and make Severance families' spirit and their donation even more worthwhile. When Mr. Severance donated for the Severance Hospital, he quoted from the Bible. Jesus said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." I sincerely expect that this bell will further commit us to work harder together, more collaboration in the years to come. Especially, we have a number of Korean Americans visiting Severance Hospital for health checkup. I believe our close cooperation can benefit those Korean American patients so they can continue follow-up care at Good Samaritan Hospital. Also, I am very glad that there is several Korean physicians here who will help Korean patients feel more comfortable. I hope this bell will provide an additional comfort and sense of home to every patient visiting Good Samaritan Hospital. Once again, at this moment of celebration, I would like to express my sincere thanks to everyone whose effort has contributed organizing this ceremony. And especially, I am thankful for our Severance alumni's strong support. This dedication and commitment to development of our institution has made us what we are today. It has been a real pleasure to see the bell displayed beautifully at the front of Good Samaritan Hospital. In the Bible, there is a story of Good Samaritan. Good Samaritan Hospital is a real good neighbor, especially for Korean American without medical insurance. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lee Chul. Next, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Consul General Young Sung Shin from the Korean Consulate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Consul General.
Good morning, everybody. Now, many of you, some of you at least, know for the very first time what Korean Consul General serving here in LA looks like. All right, good morning, everybody. Actually, Dr. Lee ordered me to play a two role on the podium today. The first mission I received is to deliver the message from Korean Prime Minister, his congratulatory remark on this great occasion, which will be followed if there is time and if your patience allows, my small remark will be added. There is no way out when I got order from guidance from Dr. Lee. I quote, "Dear Dr. Andrew Lee, it is a great honor to convey my deepest appreciation to you and all the staff members of Good Samaritan Hospital for taking good care of Korean people in LA by providing reliable medical service in the noble spirit of dedication and sacrifice. I'm especially heartened to find that Good Samaritan Hospital shares the spirit of Dosanan Changho, who is greatly respected by all the people of Korea. I would also like to express my sincere congratulations on the dedication ceremony for the Friendship and Peace Bell. I'm most confident that this special bell will bring invaluable opportunities to deepening the friendship between Severance Hospital and Good Samaritan Hospital, as well as the strong friendship between our two nations. I also believe that the Friendship and Peace Bell represent our best hope to build lasting peace on the Korean Peninsula. With great satisfaction on the dedication of Friendship and Peace Bell, I extend my best wishes for your good health and every success in all your future endeavors. Sincerely yours, Chung Hong-won, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea. I unquote. Still, do you have extra patience to allow me to continue my own remark? I believe so, right? Okay, thank you, Good Samaritan Hospital, for hosting this lovely, really lovely ceremony commemorating the everlasting bond between Good Sam and Korean community. In fact, as has been repeatedly mentioned by previous speakers, the kinship between Korea and Good Sam spans longer than U.S.-Korea 60 years alliance. It goes way back to 1885, again, many times mentioned, with the establishment of 9-bed infirmary in LA and its sister facility, the very first Western-style hospital in Korea. Today, I understand Good Samaritan Hospital and Yonsei University Medical Center's Severance Hospital are synonymous with the state-of-the-art health care. This fine hospital in the heart of LA has provided a wide range of medical services to so many Korean American patients and citizens over the years. But almost more important than that, Good Sam has shown them warm respect and such kind consideration. From Korean-style words to a special wing dedicated to the great Korean American pioneer, Dosanan Changho. I'm very happy her eldest son is sitting there in front of us. The Korean community will always be grateful for its thoughtfulness. Indeed, this bond has meant so much to Koreans on both sides of the Pacific. And now, the friendship and peace bell will punctuate our mutual appreciation and dedication, while reinforcing our powerful connection. The bell is long-standing Korean tradition, I emphasize, symbolizing the healing of the body and mind. In this sense, I believe its presence here will help those who are in need. Moreover, may this bell serve as a symbol of hope that we may one day see an end to the miserable situation on the Korean Peninsula with peaceful unification and justice for all Koreans and all the global citizens. Taking this opportunity, I would like to express my appreciation to a couple very dear friends to Korean community. Good Samaritan President Andrew Lika and Chairman of the Board of Governors Charles Munga, as explained. He is not here today, unfortunately. Thanks to the generous support of these two gentlemen, Good Sam will be the proud home to the friendship and the peace bell. Please know, we Koreans will always cherish the true friendship and long-time devotion of Good Samaritan Hospital to serving the community and keeping all people healthy and in good shape. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Consul General Shin. So, it's drawing close to that time when we're going to do the unveiling, but I also want to introduce some very special guests today. Susan Ann Cuddy is here, the eldest daughter of Dosanan Chung Ho, who is with us to celebrate this momentous occasion. Now, for those of you that may not know, Dosanan Chung Ho was one of the most famous early leaders of the Korean American immigrant communities in the United States. Susan will soon celebrate her 99th birthday. And so listen how the firstborn eldest daughter takes instruction. Dosanan Chung Ho told his children, "Do your best to be good American citizens, but never forget your Korean heritage." And Susan isn't just the daughter of Dosanan Chung Ho. Listen to what a patriot she is. She's became very accomplished serving in the United States Navy as the first woman gunnery officer training U.S. naval pilots. Susan went on to work for the U.S. Navy Intelligence, the Library of Congress, and the National Security Agency in Washington, D.C. She is one of the many Korean American pioneers who have inspired many of today's youth and community leaders. And I ought to announce it, she is my girlfriend. I might as well get this out now before running for political office, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Susan Ann Cuddy, and she will address the crowd.
Yeah. What does he want me to say? Well, I just happen to be one of the firstborn Koreans in America, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because through the years of relationship with United States and Korea, we have been very, very happy. And I know that the Korean community here is very happy to be part of living in United States of America.
right. I would like to, profess my love to you again, Susan, by presenting you with just one of many presents through our long relationship. Now, let's just all try to keep this secret amongst ourselves and not mention it to Mrs. Lika, okay? So, with this, I would also like to now introduce Councilman Tom Labange of City Council District 4. Tom is a friend, a supporter, an advocate for all Los Angelinos. He is just absolutely tremendous. We're blessed to have him here today. Tom, come on up. Mr. Los Angeles.
Annyeonghaseyo, 친구. So special. As the sirens of Task Force 29 go to serve and help people, we hear the sirens in the city. Emil Mack, stand up, our great assistant chief. If it's a very big deal, he will run out of here, as they will call him. Chief Mack, who was born in Korea, has come here and rise to near the top of the fire department. Coming here, Andy, when you spoke earlier, you talked about the picture. That is a beautiful picture. Everybody turn around. Don't look at us. Look at each other right now. Look at each other. This is a good moment. And you got smart people here at the Good Samaritan because they're all out of the sun because they want to make sure they don't get any sun problems if they stand in the sun. But what a place to be, the Good Samaritan. And what a place to be in the history of Los Angeles with the Korean community. And your girlfriend there, Andy, your girlfriend, right? 99, I like that. She could dance. She could dance. Over 100 years ago, Koreans first came to the United States. And one glorious moment was a few years ago when the parade, the greatest parade of all, the Tournament of Roses down to Colorado Boulevard, had the Korean Centennial Parade, which is so special. And in our history in Los Angeles, it was one merchant down by USC at Jefferson and Vermont who opened up a little market. And from that market, others came, churches came, and then the transformation of Olympic Boulevard to Koreatown, and now Wilshire Center to Koreatown. It used to be Wilshire Center, Koreatown, now it's Koreatown, Wilshire. Council General, you're doing something there. But I just wanted, on behalf of Gil Cedillo, the council member of this district, I have seniority. We have a council meeting today. I got to come, so I'm the lucky dog. And I want to salute Andy. I didn't know you were a doctor, Andy. I just wanted to say, I think, if I remember, the most important movie ever made was The Wizard of Oz. In The Wizard of Oz, the line is, there is no place like home. And there's no place like home with good health. And we want to work for good health every day. But Andy here, I think what it is, you have a THD, is that correct? A doctor of thinkology, because he thought to bring us all together on this. This is a great monument. This brings our community together. This hospital is so important, and every time that I pass, every time that I step on, I think of the work that they tried to do to save one of the greatest of all, Robert Kennedy, in 1968. It was here where he went to heaven. But this is a special day. This is a special bell. I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Alex Chai, my doctor, who's up there working hard and doing such a great job. Andy, you said something to me nice. You called me Mr. LA. But I will tell you, for the staff of the hospital here, for the nurses, for the doctors, for the team, the administration, for those who clean the beds, for everybody, having the title Good Samaritan is the highest title in the City of Angels. Congratulations on this very special day here at the Good Samaritan Hospital. And Council General, we're going to do this. Come with me, Andy. Instead of us two mugs taking a picture here, we're going to come over here. The doctorate of thinkology came from the Wizard of Oz. It was a scarecrow, and Andy's thin enough to look like a scarecrow. He got it. But if you remember, the wizard said nothing happens until the proclamation comes. This is the proclamation for the Good Samaritan.
Next, we have the moment. The moment has arrived, so I will like to invite Professor Jung-Kap Young, Chul Lee, Dr. Sol Yoon, Consul General Shin, Dr. Hasang Lee to unveil the Friendship in Peace Bill. If you'd all come up here, please. You heard him. Yes, yes. Okay. Let's count to 3. Ready, everyone. 1, 2, 3. So, with the folks up here, getting ready for some photos. That's good. I'd like to now introduce the Right Reverend Diane Jardine Bruce to impart a special prayer or blessing for our Friendship and Peace Bill. Bishop Bruce is the liaison between the Episcopal Diocese of Los Angeles and the Korean Episcopal Church.
Good morning. Good morning. This is such a wonderful event this day, and my prayer is very simple. With all the wonderful well wishes and words that have been said before, all I can say before I physically bless this bell is that may the peace that it represents be a beacon of light and hope, not only for those who come into this space and to feel it here, but may that beacon of hope fly over the ocean so that those people in Korea with whom we have such a wonderful and deep relationship, may they feel our love, may they feel this peace, and may peace reign. Amen.
Tom LeBlanc, you come on up here. Come on. Great, thank you. So, who wants to hear the bell? Okay, so you're about to hear the bell. I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Clark. I saw him in Mr. Richard Song from GKK Architects to join me up here. So as we ring the bell, Dr. Richard Clark will read English, and Mr. Richard Song will read Korean, each of the 7 attributes that you will hear that we uphold. So we will have some pairing here with Professor Jung-Kap Young with me, Consul General Shin and Tom LeBlanc, Professor Lee Chul with Hasang Lee, Dr. Andrew Fishman that we have here with James Han. Come on up, James. Mr. Kyum from Hamni Bank and George Che, Professor Youngson Yoon and Mr. Dan McLaughlin, as well as David Pack from PACO and Mr. Angel Lee Kim Park Rodriguez up here as well. So this will be interesting. This bell weighs over 770 pounds. It is heavy. We have a ringer here that, believe it or not, we haven't practiced this. And we will take a swing at it. With each one, we will have the English and then the Korean, and then we will go on to the next set of values.
Friendship. 우정. Compassion. strength,
him,
healing,
치유,
generosity,
관용,
selflessness,
이타,
peace,
평화,
And you know, we have Tony and Nico here. I don't know if you can see them, but two young guys that may be a little shy. We're going to give them a chance for future generations to ring it. Would you guys like to ring it? This is the money shot. Look at this. Here we go. Okay. Here we go for future generations. Yay! Oh, what a boom shot. Look at this. Wonderful. So thank you, everyone. I'd now like to introduce the Yonsei University Alumni Choir, who have a few songs to end our procession with, starting with America the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, the Yonsei University Alumni Choir. thank you, the Yonsei Alumni Choir. I'd like to thank each and everyone here today for attending. Our special guests, our employees, our physicians, our donors, our friends. Thank you, Yonsei University, for sharing this moment with us. If you would like to have your photograph taken with the bell, please fill out the cards given to you with your return address and give it to the photographer. We will now have a small reception with some really great food just right inside our lobby. So please join us. Kamsahamnida. Thank you, everyone.